Hello and welcome to our channel, kindly sponsored by Netcoat Financial Services and Revit Sports Camps. Today is the highlights of our match against Brighton Hove Cricket Club on Saturday the 21st of June. This is the second of the scheduled red ball matches and our first against Brighton in the league for quite a few years. Worthing welcome back into the team Alex Watkins, who was a good scorer at the beginning of the season, and also left-arm spinner Harry Dunn. On a beautiful hot and sunny day, it wasn't a surprise when Brighton won the toss and elected to bat first. Worthing were quickly into the wickets with opener George Regali bowling from the pavilion end, picking up the wicket of opener Hemmings with a pull shot caught at mid-wicket. Looked like an excellent wicket for batting, and with a fast outfield, this just simple push from the number 3 batter Jakeman going through the covers for 4. However, wickets again for Worthing in just the third over. Harry Merritt-Bland from the north end, trapping Jakeman LBW, and Brighton are 10 for 2 in the third over. Next wicket to fall, however, is in just the fourth over. Regali again from the pavilion end, getting underneath the bat of FMP, and Brighton are 20 for 3, really struggling here. However, this brought Bryce Hounsome to the crease, and together with Adam Mates, they started to put a really good partnership together for Brighton. Beautiful shot there from Hounsome off his legs from Harry Merritt-Bland, clipping that beautifully through mid-wicket for 4. 35 for 3 in the ninth over. The Brighton left-hander Adam Mates, who survived a drop catch on just 10, started to really cash in and look good on this beautiful batting pitch. He and Hounsome bringing up Brighton's 50 in the 13th over. Nick Bellamy into the attack from the pavilion end, replacing Regali. A couple of poor balls, and they're really put away by Hounsome. Nathan Schultz, the South African overseas, been brought into the attack to replace Bellamy, but he struggled to really find any real form, and Mates and Hounsome tuck into him quite handsomely. However, right out the blue, Harry Dunn from the top end trapped Hounsome LBW, and Brighton are 81 for 4 in the 19th over. Mates, the only Brighton player to really get on top of the Worthing bowling, here hitting a beautiful shot from Harry Dunn over mid-on for 4. Under up for Brighton in the 23rd over. Worthing very happy with their start, restricting Brighton to a pretty low score on what looks an excellent batting wicket and a fast outfield. However, Mates and Chopping really starting to put a decent partnership together here. Shot from Chopping down the ground over Regali's head for 4. And another full ball dispatched through the covers for 4 by Chopping. Mates putting that full toss from Dunn away. And another full toss here, smashed for mid-wicket for 4. Mates really going well here. Chopping hitting Harry Dunn down the ground through his legs for 4. And Brighton really motoring here, actually, and putting together a really good partnership between Mates and Chopping, looking like they really might put some decent score onto the board. However, it's the return of Regali from the top end, and he has Chopping hitting away into the covers in his court, and it's 143 for 5 all of a sudden in the 29th over. However, Mates still going well, and here he is pulling Regali away with a short ball through mid-wicket, and that's the 150 up for Brighton in the 31st over. Next wicket to go is that of the main man Mates, trying to drive Regali through the covers, and all he can do is nick it through to keeper Oliver Kay, and he's out for 71, 150 for 6 in the 31st over. And the wickets keep tumbling. This time it's the new man Marsh, bowled by Regali for naught. Looked like a bit of a slower ball, which was totally deceived Marsh, and he's bowled 150 for 7. That's 5 for Regali. Well bowled. Ninth wicket to go is that of Haynes, and he's playing on to Regali, and it's 186 for 9 in the 41st over. The last wicket to fall is that of Collins, here stumped neatly by Oliver Kay, and he's out for 20, and Brighton are all out for 192 in the 44th over. And well played Worthing, an excellent effort, having been put in on a really good pitch with a fast outfield, being able to restrict Brighton to just 192. They must fancy themselves very much to win this game. Top score for Brighton is Mates at number 4, scoring 71. Next best score, Hounsome, 34. For Worthing, a brilliant 6 for 63 from Giorgio Regali, well supported by Harry Dunn with 3 for 55. So what could Worthing do in reply? And in just the very first over, here's Nick Bellamy facing up, and he's hitting his second 4 of the over, smashing that one through the covers for 4, and Worthing are up to 8 in just 4 balls. However, on the final ball of the over, it's one too many for Nick, trying to drive this one. He misses it, and it hits him plumb on the pad, and that's out, and Worthing lose their first wicket in just the first over, 8 for 1. Worthing really pleased to see the return of Alex Watkins to the side after 2 weeks out, and he's really playing beautifully, hitting some beautifully timed shots through the offside, his favourite areas, and he's swiftly moving the score along. Here's Watkins hitting a beautifully timed shot away through the covers for 4, and it's 30 for 1 in the 6th over. Also, Oliver Kay, after his beautiful 81 at Hastings last week, he's off to a nice start, clipping one off his legs through mid-wicket, and Worthing a 40 for 1 in the 7th over. The Worthing 50 up in the 9th over. Here Oliver Kay hitting just behind square, another 4 runs. Kay looking really good here, clipping one off his legs, moving him to 25, Worthing up to 64 in the 13th over, and looking very strong. However, in the 13th over, Ollie Kay is out. LBW to chop him for 25, a ball that seems to keep slightly low, and the umpire has no hesitation in putting his finger up. Worthing 64 for 2 in the 13th over. However, young Watkins is not put off by any of this, and he continues on his merry way. What a beautiful pull shot there. Behind square for 4, Worthing up to 71 for 2 in the 15th over. And he brings up his 50 in the 17th over. A beautiful drive here through the covers for 4. Well played, Alex Watkins. 50 not out of 48 balls. However, in the very next over from Haynes, he's gone. Beautiful ball, actually. Just bowling Watkins through the gate. Worthing 86 for 3 in the 18th over. Watkins out for a very well-made 50 off 50 balls. And it's not long before Brighton strikes again. Haynes 2 for 1 off in this very first over. He has Middleton trapped, LBW first ball for 0. Worthing 86 for 4 in the 18th over. Overseas player Nathan Schultz, however, steadied the ship a little bit for Worthing, putting together a nice little partnership with Henry Chandler, bringing up Worthing's 100 in the 21st over, here with a beautiful drive through the covers for 4. And now in the 26th over, with the score on 119 for 5, and with Schultz and Chandler playing beautifully together and looking like they're going to take Worthing to an easy win. Chandler is run out in a very obscure fashion. Nathan carries on though, and beautifully as he smashes that one through mid-wicket for 4. But another twist in the tail. Nathan pushes forward just as he's playing so well, and he's caught at slip for 37. Worthing 131 for 6. The wickets keep tumbling for Worthing, and Brighton are still in this game. Captain Martin Swift and Harry Merritt-Bland then started to put together the partnership that looked like it was going to finish the game and bring up the 150 in the 32nd over. Beautiful shot from Harry down the ground off the opening bowler, back over his head for 4. Another great shot here from Swift, a pitched up ball, smashed back over the bowler's head, and it's 162 for 6 in the 34th over. But just as it was looking like it was game over and an easy win for Worthing, another twist, and Harry Merritt-Bland is out LBW, 164 for 7 in the 35th over. And to make things worse for Worthing, just the very next ball, Bandy is out LBW to Marsh again, and it's 164 for 8. Next man in, though, is 6-wicket man Giorgio Regali, and he's calmness personified here as he's hitting a beautiful shot away through the covers for 4, just settling things down and starting to build a little bit of partnership with Captain Martin Swift. Here's Regali again with a full ball, and he's hitting that one away through the covers for 4. Takes him up to 9, Worthing up to 180, just 13 now to win. Swift facing up, a short ball, and oh, what a beautiful shot, pulled away through mid-wicket. Wonderful shot from Swift, Worthing 184 for 8, just 9 runs away from victory. This time it's Regali on the pull, and beautiful shot again through mid-wicket, up to 189 for 8. Just 4 now needed to win. And there it is, the winning shot, a short ball pulled away from Regali, a fist punch from Swift, and Worthing win in the 42nd over, 193 for 8. The win for Worthing by 2 wickets. A well-deserved victory. Well played, Worthing. For Worthing, Alex Watkins at the top of the order, making an excellent 50. Nathan Schultz chipping in with 37, but down the order it was captain Martin Swift with his 26 not out, and the match hero Giorgio Regali adding to his 6 wickets with a 17 not out and taking Worthing home to victory. So Worthing move on. This takes them to 5th in the division.